Oh, there we go. Looks like finally got the race going. Back in the familiar blue hue of the Sarah station. And whoever wins this match, I believe, is going to go on to face Z Music. Again, it's a pretty stacked matchup. It's a pretty stacked bracket, I should say. Not matchup. But yeah, this matchup should be pretty close. I think it's going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes. Because they, as far as PBs go, they're both pretty close. They both have 48s, which is a very, very good time in any percent category. Looks like Belthasar gets tagged by some steam. The most important thing about doing the Sarah station is just waiting for these doors to open, because you don't want to lose your momentum as you run into them. Belthasar gets a 44, and so does Mr. J. Actually, I guess Belthasar has a very slight lead, but I think they might be tied ever so slightly. Yeah, it looks like Belthasar, he came out with a 44.96, and Mr. J with a 44.85. So maybe a few frames separating the two players. Well, more than that, judging by the timers. Yeah, again, not too much happening here in the beginning of Super Metroid. Again, Samus doesn't have any of her power-ups, so I have to go and collect them again. This is mostly just about keeping your movement very clean. That was very good by Belthasar to go pitless in the Ultimate the Brain Room. We saw one pit there by Mr. J, so it's going to slow him down a little bit. I kind of get the feeling that Belthasar has been practicing a little bit, because yeah, he's really looking clean throughout the beginning of the game. But definitely, Super Metroid is a game that it definitely ramps up in difficulty, like sort of exponentially. Even though you start picking up power-ups and stuff, the game, I feel, just gets harder because the more abilities that you get for Samus, the more movement options you have, and it just lends itself to being a little bit more difficult. This is a very nice climb by Belthasar, doing the wall jumps on the right side, having to clear out those pirates, and we see Mr. J doing some ledge grabs. So this is really important. Belthasar opening the bomb chorizo door and not taking any damage when he comes into the room. Both players have done so. That's important because as you fight the Bomb Torizo, you want to be farming these missiles, and the missiles do a lot more damage than the regular arm cannon that Samus has. So right there, you're gonna see Belthasar picking up the missiles and separating them, doing 2 batches of missile pickups. Mr. J also doing the same. Unfortunately, wasting a missile there. It's gonna have to do a couple more, and finishing off the Bomb Torizo. So Belthasar out to an early lead here at the beginning of the game. Again, it is single elimination for this tournament, so this is winner go home. The winner of this will move on to the round of 32, and they will face Z Music, a very good Super Metroid player. So these players have their work cut out for them, I think. But this match alone should be very exciting. All right, onward we go. Belthasar nailing the first sequence break of the game, getting a mock ball underneath the gates, grabbing the early super missiles. Mr. J also doing the same. Ooh, okay. A little bit of a trip up there by Mr. J, but he doesn't take too much damage. Again, there are a lot of enemies up there. We call it the monster party, and you don't want to be a part of the party. It gets you start to, the damage starts stacking up, and you're gonna go down. Brinstar, you don't want to be losing too much of your energy. I believe Belthasar has a PB of 48.35, and I think Mr. J has a 48.56. So both of the players have 48s. Only a very small margin of separating them. Even in the group stage, I feel like both of these players had similar race times, around like 51 to 50. So it could be a real close one here. Again, I get the feeling that Belthasar has practiced a little bit, because he's looking really clean, moving through the green hills here. Nice little damage boost there from Belthasar to get himself across the water. Again, if you fall into that water, you don't have the gravity suit. It's just gonna really slow you down. Ooh, Mr. J, unfortunately getting hit by one of those Kakatak projectiles, and then it just sent him really close to that yapping moss. So it was good of him to adjust and not panic. Mr. J is trying to do a bit of a backup strat here, just needs to get a wall jump. There we go. Alright, so on to the first boss, Kraid. And 2 missiles there, 3 supers. Belthasar has nailed quick kill. He's looking for that door, needs to open it so he can get himself the Variasuit. It's a pretty strong Variasuit time. A little over 10 minutes. I'm interested to see what Mr. J does. He had a very interesting setup to this room. Okay, he's using the charge shot, using 4 supers. Also works just as well. Oh, and looks like Belthasar doesn't have enough missiles to clear out the pirates there, so having to do a pseudo screw attack. Yeah, you gotta kill everything in that room because the door locks. Oh, and Belthasar, unfortunately, gonna have to waste the super missile there because he doesn't have any missiles again. Yeah, ammo is a big factor throughout the game, so it's not too big of a deal right now. There you see Belthasar collecting a missile, but again, later in the game, oh, and we see Mr. J skip and create an energy tank, so he's looking to gain a little bit of time, but adding a little more danger to his speedrun. Nice charge out there by Belthasar, killing that little gamer. And then you have to open the door after you do so. You see Mr. J doing it. Yeah, you can see the payoff here for Mr. J, already catching up to Belthasar by skipping that crate energy tank. But he's just gonna have to be a little more careful as he takes on some of these bosses later on. We saw Belthasar opting to use missiles. Actually, that's very smart because he has to open, quite a few of these super doors as he tries to make his way to the speed booster. Ooh, nice rising tide room. Mr. J just needs to watch out for some of these seahorses. And Belthasar, he gets up the bubble mountain. Takes him one try. The same for Mr. J, so it's still pretty close. The only difference here is that crate energy tank. So keep an eye on both of the players' health. Mr. J might be able to just completely catch up here if Belthasar doesn't get the drops he needs from this farm. Belthasar wants to have a good amount of supers, and he gets 4 on the first one, so he has full energy, 8 missiles, 5 supers, so Belthasar is still holding on to his lead. Oh, that's very unfortunate for Mr. J, not getting as many supers as he wanted from the bug farm. Ooh, that gate that Belthasar is trying to open, kind of being a bit tricky with him. Oh, and Mr. J, he falls. He just needs to do a big jump. There we go. Just taking a little bit of damage, but he should be fine. There's plenty of enemies to farm on the way out of Norfair, so as long as he gets this wall jump and doesn't fall into the spikes, he should be good. There we go. All right, so the biggest concern for Mr. J right now, I think, is really his energy. Even though he has 239, I think you would rather be closer to full energy, leaving Norfair. So again, you'll be able to farm these gamers in the business center. We're looking for big energy. Oh, and he skips the big energy right there, so he gets himself a super missile. Belthasar, he's trying to, yeah, he pulls off the Alpha Spark, just barely, it seemed like. But sparking across that water. Still maintaining his lead. Looks like Mr. J doing the smart, making a smart decision there, not doing the Alpha Spark. You never want to do it if you are going up the red tower with 2 energy tanks. Oh, Mr. J having a little stumble there on the climb, and he's gonna have to go for another try at the top of the red tower. This is real tricky here because you gotta wall jump in between all these little space turtles. We'll see what Mr. J opts to do, because I'm really concerned about his health. But and he falls into one of those piranha plants on his way to the power bombs. So the concern is growing even more. There are some safety strats that you can do when you try to make your way to the wreck ship. Oh, wow, looks like Belthasar, he could have had the ocean fly there, but just sparked a little too high. Belthasar trying to go for the speedball over to Fantoon's room. Doesn't get the speed echoes though, so he's just gonna have to bomb that block out. Here we go, Mr. J. Okay, taking a safety strat there, sparking a little bit higher than usual, so that you bonk against that little overhang instead of going all the way to the wreck ship door. So conserving some energy. Oh, and wow, Belthasar is taking a lot of damage. He's trying to get that first X Factor off, and he doesn't collect that health, so he's down to 48 energy, but he's connected both of those X Factors. He got a slow pattern and then a fast pattern, so very nice fight from Belthasar. Again, I really feel like he has stepped up his game, so to speak. Done some practice. Oh, Mr. J gets a fast pattern, but unfortunately, Fantoon did not cooperate. Here we go. Gets the charge shot off and the X Factor. He's got to connect one more X Factor, and the fight will be over for him. Collecting some health drops along the way. That's also good. But he gets a slow pattern. That's no good. Connects the second X Factor. Very nicely done for Mr. J. Both of them not getting very good luck, but managing to survive. And you see Belthasar using that super missile. He's trying to farm up a little bit more energy as he goes towards the attic of the wreck ship. Land the power bomb. Looks like he's gonna collect those drops too. Yeah, it's a good decision. He just needs to clear out that last Kai Hunter. He's got over 100 energy. That's plenty for getting to the bowling Teresa. And subsequently over to Gravity Suit. Looks like Belthasar, he's gonna do some extra farming just to be safe. Always never hurts to be safe. Especially in Super Metroid races, because, you know, if you die in this game, there's almost no coming back. You just have to hope that your opponent also dies. Ooh, looks like Mr. J, he's just gonna run across the spikes. He should have enough health to survive. He's gonna take just 2 hits. So Belthasar grabbing the gravity suit. 22 minutes in. And Mr. J, looks like he picks up the gravity suit a little bit closer to 23 minutes. So I want to say they're separated by about 30 seconds or less. There's some pretty crucial boss fights and mini boss fights coming up, so some big mistakes around there could really change the lead between the two players. Nice pseudo screw there by Mr. J to grab some extra energy. His energy is still kind of low, only around 60. Nice damage boost from Belthasar. So both players, they're looking. And Mr. J, unfortunately, falling into another piranha plant. I was about to say that their health values aren't looking. They're not as good as either of the player would like their energy to be at. I would think. So we'll see. Belthasar, he can do a bit of a safe strat here, but he's just gonna spark up. He kills one of those battle crabs to get some energy, sparking up the Mountain Doom. All right, so this is a pretty crucial fight here against Moon, and just as I say it, one of those X Factor particles missed on Moon, but he did connect all 4, so he just needs to shoot 5 more supers. But that itself can be a very difficult task, especially with Moon's hitbox. And what can I tell you? Okay, Belthasar, it took him a little bit, but he was able to clean up that fight nicely. We'll see how Mr. J does. And Belthasar going for energy tanks. He wants that bot moon energy tank right there, making sure to finish off that leech. And Mr. J gets bot moon in one round. Gets some good drops as well. Both these players are picking up this energy tank. It is not advisable to skip this energy tank, even if you're Mr. J and you only have two. Oh, Belthasar! He unfortunately gets a goop spark, sparking into the ceiling there, attempting the full halfie. So this is this could have been a big spot for Mr. J to catch up, but he also does not get himself a halfie or a full halfie, just opting to go through the Coliseum the normal way. Yeah, I want to say there's maybe less than a dozen seconds separating these players, so it's gonna come down to this boss fight here. Dragon, definitely at the level these players are at, you know, and you see Belthasar, he misses the first shine spark. So yeah, this Dragon fight is very crucial to do these shine sparks, and yeah, it's not going very well for Belthasar. Trying to get some charge shots in there. Mr. J also working on it. His first round was pretty good. Getting some shine sparks in there. Belthasar using some missiles. Yeah, Belthasar, he's trying to farm up some of these missiles so that he can deal some more damage on Dragon. Dragon is swooping like crazy. And Mr. J, unfortunately, takes some chain damage from that Shine Spark. That is a big liability with doing the Shine Spark method, especially if Dragon swoops so many times against you. So that is his death. So sad to say, Mr. J has forfeited. Belthasar just needs to finish his speedrun, and he will be the winner. Yeah, it really was just sort of, you know, it's a risk assessment, you know. Had Mr. J had, you know, finished off Dragon right there, he would have had the lead, presumably. And, you know, the race would go on, and, you know, it was a very close race. I give Mr. J props. He played very well, and yeah, it's sad to see him go out that way. Belthasar's doing good so far. Picking up the plasma beam. Going towards the Meridia exits. Oh, that was a really nice shot there from Belthasar. I've never seen that. Just opening the door early with that angle shot. Looks like you want to collect some extra energy as well from those battle crabs. When you have full power bombs, these battle crabs will give you big energy drops. So it's a good strat to farm some health. Alright, so he's picked up the ice beam. The biggest reason we pick up the ice beam now is mostly because we want to use the wave beam to do the power bomb combos. And also because if you have the ice beam, you end up just freezing a lot of the enemies instead of destroying them in one shot. So it's always better to just clear the enemies out of your way instead of freezing them. As far as I know, the racers that have advanced thus far in the tournament, we have Lynx X Unlimited defeating Crocomire, Vertex 5 defeated Kekuman Shoryu, and I believe Nutella Forever defeated Poplars earlier today. Oh, and Richman 3mm beat Sinan. It's a very interesting name. I've never had to pronounce it. But yeah, Richman also advancing. He will be taking on Kip. So a lot of really cool matches coming up in the bracket. So check out the info with the !SM command. Ooh, nice taps there by Belthasar to get the fast pillars. He's gonna charge up a shot right there to freeze that one pirate, and then he's just gonna use the power bomb to break the blocks and also give sort of damage that other pirate that's swooping over from the right, to put him in to gain some like invincibility framed because you eliminate the hitbox using the power bomb. Oh, sorry, trying to destroy some of these red Kai hunters. This room is extremely laggy. If those 3 red Kai hunters are still alive. So destroying one of them will negate some of that lag. Looks like he's not taking any chances doing any of these KOs. Nice strat right there, just to use the charge shot, and you shoot the charge shot along with their Metal Pirates, dive kicks, so that it damages them twice. Oh, and a nice powerhouse as well. So we have the fourth and final boss in this order, not including Mother Brain. We have Ridley. So some will say that Ridley's, the hardest one, and I would agree with them. So, I lean, heavily towards Dragon being, one of the harder bosses, just because of how well you need to execute that boss to do it, quickly. But one of the nice things about fighting Ridley in the old route is that you have the plasma beam, so it's just gonna take Belthasar about 20 shots. He's taking a little bit of damage, but he should be fine. Looks like Ridley's dead. Just needs to jump into the claws, and Ridley will explode. Getting some really good drops there as well, up to 8 super missiles. Again, we talked about ammo management, and luck is definitely a factor. The more super missiles you have, it's generally a good thing. Because when you get to Turian, you're gonna have to use these super missiles to destroy a lot of these Metroids. And then, ideally, after you get through all the Metroid rooms, you come out with full supers. Ooh, nice speedball through the wasteland. Again, Belthasar showing off his execution. that one red guy on her, sort of trolling him, just sort of blocking the path. So just waiting ever so slightly, just for that enemy to move out of the way. Ooh, okay. Belthasar, okay. Just taking a little bit of damage there and losing only 100 energy, but he makes it out of Lower Norfair. Again, it can be very dicey when you get to that section with the Three Musketeers, as we see Belthasar having a grand old time getting through the Lower Norfair escape, trying to bomb out those blocks. But his strat was correct. He was trying to hold on to his power bomb so that he could break that block right there. Alright, so on our way back through Meridia, we obviously have the space jump. So a lot of these rooms are much easier to navigate. Belthasar just farming a little bit extra, getting some extra supers and a little more energy. I would say that the biggest concern is his energy, but he should be fine after the first couple of rooms of Metroid rooms in Terrarian. Looks like he also got a little bit of energy on the way to the Golden 4. So close to 200 energy. He should be fine. Unless, the biggest concern would be if you got grabbed by the Metroids and you're like stuck in the lava. Your energy can drain really quickly. But so long as you keep your composure, you bomb these Metroids off, should be fine. I know I've had, these sort of scenarios. I bring up these things because, a lot of these scenarios have happened to me before. So it's not completely out of the question in my mind, but I imagine it doesn't really enter these players' minds, especially like in a race. They're just doing their best to finish. Yeah, this is a good call. Belthasar just making extra sure, not even entering the acid there. Gets his energy all the way up. He needs super missiles, so if he just groups these two Metroids, that's the easy strat right there. Using some missiles on them too. Alright, Belthasar correctly bombing off the Metroid. Again, you can be like in a bit of a panic there with the Metroid attached to you. Alright, using all the missiles and getting the supers as well. So Belthasar's in a good spot. Ammo-wise and energy-wise. If you're just tuning in, unfortunately, Mr. J died at Dragon, so he decided to forfeit the race, and now it's up to Belthasar to finish, and he will be the winner. As he attempts this baby skip, I think one more jump. Unfortunately, I think he just didn't delay long enough before that last jump. So he was really close to getting it, but gets grabbed by the big Metroid instead. Nicely done by Belthasar to get that Zepatite skip. Again, what we're doing when we do the skip there is we're actually tricking the game. When you freeze the Rinka there at the bottom, we do a tiny little jump, and we trick the game into thinking that we're on top of the frozen Rinka, and that just lets us pass through the Zepatite barrier. And it's very crucial that we do that trick because we save a lot of ammo. So again, 20 shots from Mother Brain, and around the 16th shot, Mother Brain 2 is going to shoot out a very powerful beam that we need to avoid at all costs, and Belthasar got the no catch-up. It didn't even show up for him. So very nicely done by Belthasar to wrap up the third Mother Brain phase. Again, you want to be really like close range when you're doing these hyper beam shots, and make sure that they all connect into Mother Brain's head. Because the further away you are from Mother Brain when you do these shots, it actually creates a lot of lag. So it's a bit of a lag reduction strat to be at the range that Belthasar was. Destroying these pirates on the way down. Looks like he's having no problems at all with the Leodox room. We are not saving the animals today. Even though Belthasar's opponent has forfeited, he has opted just to finish the game. He has finished with a time of 51:17 on SRL. So congratulations to him. He will move on into the round of 32, and his next opponent will be Z Music. So keep an eye out for that matchup. And I think that's going to wrap it up for all of the Super Metroid races today. I believe tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have White Mage Becky taking on Azulina. Another pre-round of 32 matchup. So I just want to say that you guys are watching the Speed Gaming 5 channel. Again, we are up to 5 channels now. So if you want any info on the events or any of the games that are featured on all of these channels, go to speedgaming.org /schedule, and or just speedgaming.org. You will see links there for events and other things that are happening, and there's plenty of stuff going on in addition to the Super Metroid NE% tournament. So check that out. And again, congratulations to Belthasar for advancing. My name is Just Fend. I was your commentator tonight, and yeah, we are out of here. So take care, y'all.